Spotlight hours are returning to Pokemon Go through the daily discoveries mechanic, and there's a whole bunch of changes that are going to be coming with this new feature. And of course, there's going to be some new research for the Choose Your Path mechanic, and I'm going to be talking about all of it in today's video. Hey, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So, Spotlight Hours. This is something that was in Pokemon Go for a very long time, and it was actually one of the more popular things that was a part of this game. Basically, Spotlight Hours is a particular hour every single week where you would see a whole bunch of one Pokemon spawning. And they typically had some sort of bonus with this Spotlight Hour. Typically, it was something like double the amount of Stardust, or maybe you could get double the amount of candies for transferring Pokemon, whatever it may be, but it was something that was incredibly popular, especially the double Stardust ones, because sometimes they would have it with a Pokemon that gave you bonus Stardust, and it was a way for you to get a huge injection of Stardust into your account. And NIantic took it away. Last season, they got rid of Spotlight Hours because of this daily discoveries mechanic, and they also got rid of it because it just felt like it was time for a change. At least, that's what it seemed like. But a lot of players were very unhappy about that. They actually enjoyed Spotlight Hours and thought it was a core part of the game. It was a way for you to get a whole bunch of one particular Pokemon. Maybe it was a way for you to get a whole bunch of Stardust, especially if you just spent a whole bunch of Stardust. And in general, it was just something that a lot of players were really just wondering why NIantic would get rid of it. But it looks like that wasn't a permanent change, because with this season and all of the new mechanics, we are actually going to be getting Spotlight Hours back. But it's not going to be happening on Tuesdays, which was the original day you would see weekly Spotlight Hours. It is now going to be on Thursday, and they're going to be changing up a whole bunch of stuff with weekly content. So let's go over the details for what they announced. I think this is all stuff you should definitely pay attention to, and they also announced what the Spotlight Hours are going to be for the next several weeks. First, let's talk about some changes to the Choose Your Path timed research. So the Choose Your Path timed research is a new way to play Pokemon Go during non-event weeks, where you have the freedom to explore Pokemon Go in your own way. During a Choose Your Path timed research week, you'll be able to select one of 3 paths: explore, catch, or battle, and your choice will shape the timed research tasks and bonuses throughout the week. Now, this is going to be the schedule for the Choose Your Path timed research for this season. From Wednesday, June 17th until Sunday, June 21st, we're going to have a Choose Your Path themed around Fossil Fun. And then from Tuesday, June 30th until Friday, July 3rd, you're going to have a Choose Your Path themed around Charged Embers. And then from Tuesday, July 28th until Monday, August 3rd, it's going to be Fairy Trail. And then from Tuesday, August 11 until Monday, August 17, we're going to have a Choose Your Path with Venom and Vines. Now, they're also going to be updating the Daily Discoveries mechanic, which was actually very popular the previous season. So, on Mondays, we're still going to have Max Monday, but these are going to be the various bonuses and gameplay additions. 1 Rare Candy XL will be given to you for completing in-person max battles, and power spots will refresh more frequently. Additional power spots will be active on Mondays compared to the rest of the week, and max battles will rotate to feature different Dynamax Pokemon. On Tuesdays, it's going to be all about Pokestop showcases. Trainers can enter up to 5 Pokestop showcases, and more Pokestops will have Pokestop showcases. On Wednesday, it's going to be the same as it always was. There's going to be a raid hour where you're going to get 1 Rare Candy XL for completing in-person raid battles, and you're going to see a whole bunch of the current legendary Pokemon in raids for 1 hour. And then on Thursdays, it's going to be all about the Go Battle League like it was the previous season. However, this is something new, or I should say it's something old that they're bringing back. We're going to be getting Spotlight Hours, which is going to be from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time. And then on Friday, we're going to have Friendship Friday, where you're going to have up to 2 additional special trades, and trades will require 20% less Stardust. And then on Saturdays, there's going to be nothing, but on Sundays, it's going to be Scenic Sunday. More Pokemon are going to be appearing in the wild, and more Pokemon will appear while you're following a route. Incense will also attract even more Pokemon on routes, and the distance to earn buddy candy from your buddy is going to be reduced while exploring routes, and you're going to encounter Mateo up to 3 times each day while on routes. Now, as I mentioned, Spotlight Hours are going to be returning, and they actually announced what Spotlight Hours we're going to be getting. On Thursday, June 18, we're going to get a Spotlight Hour featuring Swinub, and we're going to get a 2 times candy for transferring Pokemon bonus. And then on Thursday, June 25th, we're going to get a Spotlight Hour for Wingull with a double Stardust for catching Pokemon bonus. And then on Thursday, July 2nd, we're going to get Pidgey, and the bonus is going to be double experience for evolving Pokemon. And then on Thursday, July 16, we're going to have a Spotlight Hour for Zubat, and we're also going to be getting double the amount of experience whenever we catch Pokemon. And then on Thursday, July 23rd, we're going to get a Spotlight Hour for Eevee with double candy for catching Pokemon. And then on Thursday, July 30th, we're going to get Bidoof with a double candy bonus for transferring Pokemon. Alright, so what I will say right off the bat is that, yeah, I'm really excited that Spotlight Hours are coming back. I really do feel like this is something that Niantic should not have gotten rid of. I feel like Spotlight Hours were always just a staple part of Pokemon GO's experience. If you wanted a particular Pokemon and you wanted to farm up a whole bunch of candy of that Pokemon, you had the opportunity to do that if it were to ever get a Spotlight Hour, and it was just great content. I mean, there were definitely times where I would go out and just play hardcore, catch as many Pokemon as I can, mainly for the Stardust or maybe the candies, or there was a way for me to get a particular bonus that I specifically needed, like double transfer candy Pokemon. Like, that was actually a pretty big bonus because let's say I had a whole bunch of legendaries in my collection and I wanted to get rid of them. I would hold off until the next Spotlight Hour where I could get double the amount of candy for transferring Pokemon, and I would transfer those legendaries and get double the amount of candy. It was really good. I just felt like it was a weird decision to get rid of Spotlight Hour. It didn't feel necessary. I didn't think it was broken by any means. Yeah, there were times where you could get millions of Stardust within that 1 hour because they would have double a Stardust bonus with a bonus Stardust Pokemon. But again, those are actually very popular. Those are moments that players got really hyped up for a Spotlight Hour. And for Niantic to get rid of it, it just felt like a really weird move. It's like they're trying to remove some hype away from Pokemon GO unnecessarily. They didn't replace Spotlight Hours with anything substantial. They didn't replace it with some sort of Stardust bonus day or anything like that. It just kind of just went away for no reason. And yeah, certainly players were unhappy about it. And I think it was rightfully so that a lot of people wanted it back. And looks like Niantic is listening, because for this season in particular, we're going to be getting Spotlight Hours back, but it's not going to be every week. This is something you also need to keep in mind. It's going to be essentially every other week. Whenever there is a week where there's no in-game event, they're going to have Spotlight Hour, and it's going to be part of their daily discoveries mechanic, which they implemented last season, which I actually think was a really good change. And of course, we also have the choose your path mechanic, which I think a lot of players actually enjoy. It's a way for you to have a different experience every week, and you could also get some nice bonuses for just playing certain aspects of the game. I think it's a really cool mechanic, and I'm glad they're continuing that on, and they're changing things up, so it's going to be different from last season. But yeah, overall, this is all just really good news. I think for us as Pokemon GO players, this is all really good stuff that we should be really excited about. Yeah, Spotlight Hours are returning, and we're going to see the continuation of some good mechanics. This is all looking really good. But let me know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Are you excited about Spotlight Hours returning to Pokemon GO? Do you feel like this is something Niantic should have done from the beginning? Yeah, just share those thoughts in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And hey, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and you want to support my channel, best way you could do that is by hitting the like button for this video, and also make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. Also, consider checking out the links in the description below. One of them is my Patreon page, and if you want to play Pokemon GO with me, you could do that by joining my Patreon, because I add all of my Patreon members. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, make sure you go and check it out. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next video.